Good morning, everybody. It is 8:38 on a Saturday. It's been a few days since I have made a video. If you hear a little noise in the background, it's my stepdaughter coming out to work out with me, which I encourage. But what I did want to talk about this morning is a couple of things. I wanted to talk about mental health. But I also heard something really good in my devotional time with the Lord this morning. What they were talking about, she talked about in Matthew 5:45 was the rain falls on the just and unjust. And what I've always thought is that means that unfortunate things happen to everybody, even good people. But in ancient times, really what that meant, because rain is a good thing, it's only in today's time. Now farmers may, look at this differently and may see this the way that it was originally intended in the original language, as a good thing, because rain is a good thing when it comes to crops and farmers most of the time. Sometimes it can be too much, but anyway, I digress. But it allowed me to look at it in a different aspect. And, in the ancient times, rain was a positive thing. It was a good thing. And what that meant was that God's blessings, are for everybody. Not all of his blessings, but like a blessing like common grace. Good things happen to, the just and unjust alike, sort of not, by proxy. Just because, and in the particular setting, it's in Jeremiah, and God is talking about blessing some of these nations that have been enemies against the Israelites and, God's favored nation, God's favored people. And so I just thought that was a really interesting way to look at things and think about things, is that, it's not necessarily that bad things are going to happen to everybody, which is true also. But I tend to, at least me, forget that, God's common blessings happen for everyone too. So anyway, food for thought. Look up Matthew 5:45 and, read that and check that out. But I did talk about mental health, and, I've been trying to get back into a routine of some kind for exercise and running since my overtraining. My emotional aspect of me has really taken a dip. And I've really felt that the last few weeks. And I thought last week I had kind of found some ground again and caught some traction. But because last week I was fairly consistent about getting up and running, but then this week it has really taken a nosedive. And even last week it was still really tough to get up early and come out here. This week I haven't got out of bed before 6 a.m. and sometimes it was 7. The first day that I worked out this week was Thursday morning. So this is only the third time out here. Thursday I came out and did, just a handful of, what are generally considered warm-up exercises for me. But I just did a short circuit, and then yesterday I came out and just did a couple of exercises just to get the momentum going. Today I'm going to try to do some heavier compound exercises at my own pace, not feeling rushed or pressured. But, over the last several weeks, since I've struggled with the emotional, the added depression, the dip in mood and how I feel, I've been trying under my own power to try to do things that I know to do on my own to try to help that. And I've kind of come to this impasse where I just can't move forward anymore. And I just wanted to share that I've made an appointment with my doctor to make an adjustment to my medication to see if maybe I don't need to add a little bit to my antidepressant, which I already take, but I take a lower dose because depression and anxiety are part of my mental health. and there are things that I can have troubles with at times. I have to be careful how I talk to myself when I claim my depression as my anxiety. When I say that stuff matters. So I have to try to find new ways to talk about that and say that I'm struggling with depression, I'm struggling with anxiety. I'm experiencing it right now, and I'm experiencing more than I usually do. And I do pray to God for that. I do pray to have Him relieve those things from me. I do ask for His help and His guidance. But God also gives us doctors and medicine and solutions as well, and I have to remember that also. And there's no shame in adding more or making an adjustment to my medication, or admitting that I can't find the solution on my own. And that's really what being a child of God is I don't have to find those solutions by myself. I have a helper. I have someone who's there for me, and allowing Him to guide my life. And sometimes those guidance and directions are guiding me back to my doctor and doing what I need to do, because sleeping until 7:30 in the morning, although to some people that doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you know me, that's really late. Not wanting to get out of bed, not wanting to be motivated. That's not like me. Those things are out of character. And in the last 8 years, I don't know that I've ever, well, there's been one other time, and that's when I first got on antidepressants, that I have been experiencing this, and I just can't seem to, work my way out of it. If you're struggling with your mental health out there, there's no shame in talking to your doctor. There's no shame in talking to a therapist, which is another thing that I am wanting to get back into, is therapy, to have somebody to talk to. I've done it before. It was great. And sometimes it's just, we need those added extra things in our lives. I already have a lot of things with 12-step meetings and working with others, and my medications, and just God and prayer and other kingdom citizens that I have in my life, and I utilize all of those things. And sometimes we just need more, and that's okay too. So normalizing, getting help and recognizing that you need that help is something that I'm pretty passionate about. So I love you guys. I hope that everyone's okay out there, and to take my own advice, I'm just getting out here and trying to do something. So I wish the same for you. I love you. God loves you. Get out there and do something.